Welcome to another Demarcation Media LEGO review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Galaxy Squad Vermin Vaporizer set. Now, I gotta say, Galaxy Squad is one of my favorite themes of all time. It ranks up there with Power Miners and Atlantis for me. And this was one of the sets that I never got. This is kind of one of the sets that I dreamed of getting when I was younger, but couldn't because it was too expensive. But I recently managed to find it on Mercari for a pretty good price, so I figured we'd go ahead and take a look at it. It's still available for pretty decent prices out there, so let's just go ahead and jump right in with that smaller build. I did not get the box or the instructions for this set, so that's why we're not going to look at those. And then real quick, for those of you who don't know what Galaxy Squad is, it was a LEGO theme back in 2013, 2012, maybe both, I don't remember. But it was premised on these alien Bugoids. They were swarming the galaxy, overtaking human planets. We don't really know where they came from or what they were doing. They're just invading. They're putting humans in these cocoons and taking them back to their hives. And the Galaxy Squad was an elite force formed to fight back against the bugs and hopefully free the human planets again. So we have our cocoon, which LEGO just has this be like some sort of a bug prison, but well, usually when a bug puts something else in a cocoon, it's saving it to eat later. That's just kind of too dark for LEGO, but that seems like the purpose behind these cocoons, saving food for later. But it's two pieces. It can crack open like that. And there are anti-studs on the bottom. I personally really like these pieces. They look fantastic. And they work so well. Pretty creepy looking too. So that's really neat. This set comes with one of those. And then the alien Bugoid Mech is this little scorpion themed thing. It's got a adjustable tail, and supposedly this gun on top is what sprays the stuff to make the cocoons. So that's the cocoon gun, I guess. And then we have some missiles, which are flick fire, which I can't really flick them from this angle, but they come flying out. They almost look like eyeballs, maybe. We've got a bit of an engine. We've got some stickers with some detail on there, some control stuff. The Bugoid sits on top like so, and then the legs can move up and down as well as from side to side. So there's not really much to this, but it is nice to have something for the Galaxy Squad to shoot at. And here is the Vaporizer itself. This was originally like a $60 set. And at first, when you look at it, you're like, this was really $60. But it's pretty bulky. It's not a small vehicle. And it's got these giant all-terrain tires. It's pretty cool. The green team was focused on like defense and heavy weaponry, I think. So they've kind of shown off that here with this big tank of a vehicle. It rolls really well. We've got some cannons here, some rocket launchers up there. Bunch of stickers, which I know a lot of people hate stickers, but I personally really like how these stickers look. We've even got some splatted bugs on the windshield. But if you don't know anything about Galaxy Squad, you're going to be in for a little surprise here. The whole premise of the Galaxy Squad's vehicles was splitting functions. So we open up that, and then the whole front of this just hinges open, and out pops this little attack buggy. So that's cool. The feature works very well, except for one thing. It's not a ramp back up. You can come down, but then you can't really back up unless you do a reverse wheelie and then kind of do it again. So that's a little annoying. I mean, it's a minor nitpick because you can just imagine that it rolls up. But still, I will take that feature all day. It is really cool. But that's not the last thing. we have this big turret up top, but the turret is not a turret. It's actually a mech. So this vehicle is totally loaded with ways to splat these bugs. Rotate it around like that. So now we're not down to one vehicle, we have 3. So let's take a closer look at the big kind of mothership part of the vaporizer up closer. And there we are, you can see the front a little closer. It's got some very nice shaping. See the little splatted bugs on the windshield. Got a bit of a sensor here. Stickers on the front, as well as some built detail. So we rotate around, you can see the cannons again, flick fire missiles, which again, I'm in a terrible position to fire those off. Put those on. The tires are these giant, bulky, hard plastic things, which look really nice. We don't see these pieces in use often anymore. Then if we rotate around to the back, we see this spot where we can set the mech. And then we have a bit of a lab here. So we've got some control panels here and some scanners. These scanners are made for you to plop a cocoon in there and then tilt them down. And then you can do some research on how to get your friends out of these bug cocoons safely, which is pretty cool. We got some more detail stickers on top. Pressure, I guess, for the cockpit. And then sticker here, and there's a matching one on the other side. So this thing is really cool. It's really bulky and looks ready to go over pretty much any terrain. So here's our little battle buggy. We have a sticker on the front as well as a sensor. It is armed with these double barrel guns, which can be removed and carried by our Galaxy Squad troopers. They go from being a blaster pistol to a blaster rifle. Whoa, come back here. When you add the binoculars, which I love these guns because you can do that. I think that's so cool. So we get 2 of them. If your buggy breaks down, or if you want to go fight on foot, you would grab one of these rifles, or maybe both of the rifles, and take them with you. Not too much to see around the back. We have a sticker console. That's also where you would steer the big vaporizer while this is parked inside of it. And then the wheels are these kind of train wheel pieces that I think are supposed to look like bigger, or I'm sorry, not bigger, definitely not bigger, smaller versions of the big moon wheels that we see on the vaporizer itself. And then you can just plop a figure on there and you're good to go. If your big vehicle can't fit in, say, the caves or whatever you need to chase the bugs into, you can buzz around on this little vehicle and start shooting those bugs to bits. And then our last vehicle is this mech, and I am a sucker for mechs. I love mechs. They're just so cool. And this one, just looking at it, it looks really nice. I do think the legs get maybe a little bit busy. They could use some, I don't know, some more uniform colors. But overall, this looks really good, even around the back. The back doesn't even look that bad. It's just a little devoid of detail. It's got these big gun arms that are on ball joints, and we've got some rocket launchers on there. There are clips to hold the robot sidekick's weapons. So this giant rifle and this shield, which we'll take a closer look at in a minute. And then the cockpit can open up. Right now we've got our main trooper in there. There's another identical sticker console. Got a bit of a communication antenna on the back. And then its articulation is a little bit strange. Like, it's not your standard articulation, because the legs are not on a ball joint. They are actually just on a pin connection. So they can just move forward and back. The ankles also can just move forward and back, unless you just rip them off, like I just did. The toes are hinged, so you can splay them out more for more balance. Or if you're putting the mech into its slot, you would close them up. And then, as well as the leg articulation, we get a rotation here. I was a little skeptical about the just rotation legs at first, but it honestly actually works pretty well, and you can get a lot of nice poses out of this, especially because of the way you can splay out the toes. So you can get it in walking poses pretty easily. I like that a lot. That looks really, really nice. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. I will say it did just start raining where I am, so if there's some weird background noise, that's it. So we're going to start with this Bugoid, and this is your kind of normal grunt soldier of the Bugoid army. He has some really nice torso print, lots of bug armor, got some red highlights, red hands. He is armed with a laser pistol with pink on the end. I believe Galaxy Squad introduced this color pink, this kind of clear pink. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where it came from originally. His head mold is great. Just look at that. He's got the 4 eyes. There's a little tiny bit of print in the middle of each eye. He's got these little teeth looking things. Then when we spin it around, he has a bit of a spine. That's super cool. This is just, you know, your typical baddie for the Galaxy Squad line, but he is a fantastic figure. Next up is Chuck Stonebreaker. He is the kind of main dude for the green team. He has the standard Galaxy Squad combat armor, which looks really good. Kind of the gray segmented chest plate with the Galaxy Squad symbol. Then we've got green for the rest of it. That's pretty cool. This armor here, the gray on the waist, doesn't quite match the torso, which is a little unfortunate, but it's not terrible. Then he's got the green helmet, which this was originally, I think, in a collectible minifigure. And then they recolored it for ADU, and then they recolored it here for Galaxy Squad. And then he's got a pretty cool looking face. It's a pretty confident face. He's got kind of some scars. It's pretty cool. And then when you rotate it around, he has kind of this rebreather on there. So that's cool. And then when you put this back on, there we go. He looks like he can go on a spacewalk or something. Around the back. It's pretty cool. Overall, this is a really cool figure. I really like it. And the Galaxy Squad, just like main combat armor, looked really good. And last but not least, we have the green robot sidekick. Each team had their own unique robot sidekick. This is the green one. He has a very large rifle with this special piece that was made for the Galaxy Squad line. It's got a scope. But the frustrating thing is you can't actually have him hold it straight. It's got to be like turned to the side because of the way it bumps into his shoulder armor. Like there's actually no way for you to have him hold it straight with that body armor. So that's a little frustrating. I suppose you could give him the blaster rifles from the little battle buggy and then give Chuck Stonebreaker the massive gun. Suppose that could work. Makes more sense for the robot to use it since he wouldn't get tired holding it, but you know, it is what it is. Then he's got this amazing shield piece. Look at that. How cool is that? As far as I know, it's exclusive, and it looks really good. You can hold it either way. I really, really like this accessory. That's so cool. And since this dude was exclusive to this set, the shield remains exclusive to this set. So he's got a special head mold with some really nice print. It kind of reminds me of a Bionicle head with that big kind of ooh mouth. Got some print around the sides, a little around the back. Now, my only complaint about the head is that they molded it so it's slightly pointed upwards. Let me go ahead and remove the armor. It's just plain green. See, even when the figure's straight, he's tilted slightly upward. It's not bad. It just looks a little strange at times. And then you can see he's got a pretty cool torso print. And then his legs are actually different than Chuck's. It's got some screws and bolts and stuff on there, seeing as he is a robot. Turn around to the back. Got kind of a generator and a radiation warning. Now, that's a little bit scary. It's pretty cool. I definitely prefer him with his armor on. He looks like he has no neck without the armor. That's really cool. I really love these robot sidekicks. I'm not really sure which one is my favorite, but I definitely really like this guy. My only complaint is the fact that he can't properly hold his gun. Other than that, he's an amazing figure. Well, there you have it. That is the Galaxy Squad Vermin Vaporizer. This is an amazing set in pretty much all aspects. The build is amazing. It looks amazing. It functions super well. I love the fact that we get this big tank looking vehicle, but it's actually 3 vehicles. We get the little bug crawler, which that is not a fair fight, just saying, he's dead. But it's still nice to get something, you know, something to have a little bit of a battle going. And then all the figures are really good, especially that robot sidekick. You know, it is kind of a bummer that he can't hold his gun properly. That kind of sucks. But that's still a pretty minor nitpick, because you can build just a different weapon for him. The only real complaint I can find with the build is the fact that when you kind of do that, you can't really drive this back up in there really easily. That's just a little bit of an oversight. I don't know if they really could have fixed it or not, but I still think it's a very solid vehicle. It's really playable. You know, it rolls super well. You could even take this outside and roll it over gravel and stuff, and it would probably go fine. And it also just looks amazing. Like, for display, that is a sick looking vehicle to put on display. And then the mech is great. I really have very little bad to say about this set. Plus, I just loved the Galaxy Squad theme. I really wish it would get rebooted. It had something that a lot of the newer LEGO themes don't. There was a level of creativity in it that some of the newer themes are missing. I definitely recommend this set 100%. It averages about, you know, between 45 and 60, which that's perfectly fine, because that's even below retail price. I got this one for 33 because it was used. I think maybe the highest that people sell it for is 70. That feels a little steep to me, but anywhere between retail price and lower, I would say 100% go get this set. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.